So the main trick that we're going to use is that you can level up actors even when they're not in your party. So we're going to use that to make actors that are just our skills and level them up even when they're not in our party. Now, the way we'll do this is we'll make a bunch of actors, one for each of our skills. For me, I'm just doing two, fishing and smithing, and we'll make one class and call it skills. This will just act as our XP curve, so you really only need one, unless in your game you're going to use different XP curves. Then I would make different classes for each of your skills, but if you're not, just make one and call it skills. Now, where your actors are, you will have to make sure they're named properly because these are the names that will pop up. It'll be your actors, not your classes. So make sure it says the right thing and change your max level to whatever you want your max level to be in your game. But now that we have that, how do you actually grant XP? Well, the first thing you'll want to do is go to your common events and make two common events for each of your skills. We're going to do a grant XP and a grant levels. In the give XP, you're going to want to add a change XP, having it be fixed to whatever the actor is that we're leveling up in the common event, changing the variable to a new one that we'll add called number of XP granted. And while we're here, we can make this one as well, which is number of levels to level up. But in this one, we're doing XP, so we'll click the XP one. And it's up to you if you want to show level up or do a custom one in your game. Kind of the same thing for giving levels, except instead of changing XP, we'll do change level, having it be fixed to the actor that we're leveling up or our skill, increasing it by the other variable that we made, number of levels to level up. And once we have those all made, let's see how we actually grant XP. So in an event or wherever you're granting XP, just do a control variables of the number of XP granted, putting the number in here, whatever you want, and immediately calling after that the common event to give XP of whatever skill you're giving XP to. It's pretty much the same thing for granting levels. So here I have a control variable number of levels. I have it assigned to 3 and immediately calling the common event to give levels. Well, we know how to level up stuff, but how do we actually check things? Like if we need level 5 to fish at a certain spot, how do we check that? Well, you can do it with one control variables. I'm going to add a control variables, making a new one called temporary. Now, you really only need one variable. You don't need like temporary fishing, temporary smithing, or any of that. Unless you're comparing skills, you might want to add like a temporary one or two, but I would just keep it as one. Then you're going to want to set it to the game data of the actor or skill that we're checking and have it be level. Then with that, you can do whatever you want because now you have a variable that is the level of the thing that you just checked. So for me, I did an if statement. If temporary is greater than or equal to 5, we'll do a text that says that you can fish here with the choices yes or no. But under the else, which means if we're lower than level 5, I'll add a text saying fishing level 2 low, need fishing level 5. But that's just a small example of many things that you can do. But yeah, I hope this tutorial helped. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.